Now on NBC Palm Springs at 11 o'clock, we have the latest on the U.S.-Iran war, how our local politicians are reacting to the escalating conflict. That's ahead. Also tonight, the BNP Paribas Open has officially announced the main draw for this year's tournament. We've got those details ahead.
Temperatures finally going down. I'll let you know how cool it's going to get. Don't worry, it won't be that cold. NBC Palm Springs at 11 begins now.
Now, connecting the valley, this is NBC Palm Springs at 11.
Good evening, everybody. It's great to have you here on this Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Mark Mester. We start with developing news from the Middle East tonight as fighting between the United States and Iran pushes into a fourth day. It's tonight's top story. We're going to start with live pictures. This is Beirut, Lebanon right now, where you can see smoke is billowing from city streets. President Trump explained from the White House earlier that the operation follows weeks of negotiations with Tehran. Operation Epic Fury remains ahead of schedule after strikes that killed nearly 50 top Iranian leaders, including the Ayatollah. The conflict has stranded hundreds of thousands of travelers, including Americans, unable to leave due to sudden airport closures. The U.S. military also confirms 6 Americans have now been killed in the ongoing conflict following the discovery of the remains of 2 service members who were previously unaccounted for. The United States government also urging Americans to leave the region right now. The Saudi Defense Ministry has confirmed tonight that the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia was hit by 2 suspected Iranian drones. Cheryl Hubbard has the latest on the deepening conflict and how Americans are responding tonight.
Expect a major uptick in the next 24 hours in Operation Epic Fury, the massive coordinated air and missile attack in Iran. The U.S. Secretary of State telling reporters Monday the hardest hits are yet to come.
This operation needed to happen.
3 U.S. fighter jets were shot down over Kuwait in an apparent friendly fire incident. The pilots all ejected safely, according to U.S. officials. The conflict has claimed the lives of several hundred people in Iran, according to the Red Crescent Society.
We are aware of the reports from Iran about the death of possibly dozens of children, allegedly as the result of a strike.
At a United Nations meeting on children and education, led by First Lady Melania Trump, she did not explicitly mention strikes on Iran, but offered condolences.
I hope soon peace will be yours.
Secretary Rubio saying the U.S. would never deliberately target a school. According to a new CNN poll, nearly 6 in 10 Americans disapprove of the U.S. decision to take military action in Iran, as most say a long-term military conflict between the 2 nations is likely. Democratic leaders are seeking to limit the president's war powers.
We're going to force this vote on a war powers resolution and make sure that we do everything we can to constrain him.
President Donald Trump predicts the war will last 4 to 5 weeks, but Iran's national security chief posting on X, quote, Iran, unlike the United States, has prepared itself for a long war. I'm Cheryl Hubbard reporting.
Following the conflict, we reached out to Congressman Raul Ruiz and also Ken Calvert. We have a statement from Congressman Ruiz. He posted the following on social media, quote, my heart breaks for the service members killed and severely injured. There was no proof or evidence given to Congress and the American people of an imminent threat to the United States, and Trump sent them anyway. It didn't have to be this way, and I will demand answers, end quote. And Congressman Ken Calvert provided NBC Palm Springs with the following statement, reading in part, quote, President Trump's decision to launch Operation Epic Fury will protect America and our allies by eliminating the Iranian regime's ability to wage terror and threaten its enemies. It will also provide the Iranian people with a historic opportunity to shape their own future free from oppression, end quote. The Palm Springs Police Department has communicated via social media about preventative measures they're taking in regards to the developing situation in Iran. Patrol teams and intelligence partners remain attentive to religious sites, cultural locations, and other areas in the city that could draw concern. At this time, there is no known credible threats to the city of Palm Springs. However, they do encourage residents and visitors to stay aware of their surroundings and report anything that may seem suspicious. Most Americans disapprove of the United States military action in Iran, and a majority think a long-term conflict is likely. That's according to a new CNN poll conducted by research firm SSRS. Nearly 6 in 10 say they oppose the decision to strike Iran, and more than half believe the conflict will drag on for an extended period of time. Most also question President Donald Trump's handling of the situation, with 60% saying he does not have a clear plan. Most also say he should seek congressional approval before any further action. Just 12% support sending U.S. ground troops into Iran. Now to some headlines making news locally this evening. A restaurant in Palm Springs is facing backlash on social media tonight. It comes after customers say one of the waiters at Tropical left them speechless with a comment they say was offensive. Our Brett Rosen tonight with that story.
Another service member walked by her and whispered in her ear, delicious.
It was a social media response after a group of women who were enjoying a bachelorette weekend in Palm Springs say they felt uncomfortable when a waiter at the Tropical in Palm Springs made an inappropriate comment.
I heard from behind me someone go, delicious, in a suggestive tone, I think is probably the best way to describe it.
Nicole, who's the bride's sister, says immediately after the comment was made, she felt uneasy. And when trying to talk to the staff about what was said, she says their response was, quote, he does that, which Tropical owner Tony DeLimbo says was a conversation that was never logged or mentioned to management. But what sparked that social media video was when one of the friends in the group left a Yelp review, and DeLimbo replied saying things like to grow up, and that you should be thrilled that someone found you and your friend attractive. And when asked about his response on Yelp, he says that the interaction never happened, according to his employees. But if it did, he says it could have been worse.
It's not like one of the servers grabbed her butt or touched her or was vulgar with her. It wasn't that. Apparently, she's claiming that one of the servers said something. Again, they're denying it to me. So, that's it. And even if they would have said what she said, to me, it's not that offensive.
The situation has now sparked conversations online to boycott the restaurant. Nicole says the point of the Yelp review and social media posts was to never hurt the business, but instead wanting them to be better.
As a business owner, it is your responsibility to make sure that your customers are happy and satisfied with their service. And so if I'm saying that something upset me and made me uncomfortable, whether or not that was their intention or not, I would expect their response to be more understanding and try and resolve the situation.
That was our Brett Rosen reporting this evening. A murder suspect in a decades-long cold case that was just cracked will make his first court appearance tomorrow. 46-year-old Alex Anthony Uribe was arrested Friday on suspicion of murder, according to the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. Deputies say Indio resident 27-year-old Hernan Marquez was shot and killed after a fight at a home on Avenida Mendoza back in August of 2002. The case went cold for more than 20 years before being reopened with new forensic evidence and support from the Riverside County District Attorney's Office Gang Impact Team. Let's take a break from the headlines, get a check on the forecast. We have live pictures tonight from our Agua Caliente casino camera high above right there in Rancho Mirage. Before we get to our Pablo Alsina, we want to talk about what Pablo is doing live tonight at 5 and 6. He was over at the Taste of Tennis. You're looking at video from that event tonight. It's back in the Coachella Valley. It's something that blends sports, cuisine, and lifestyle in one star-studded celebration. Guests had the chance to meet tennis players. They got to meet Pablo Alsina, industry insiders, and celebrities, while also enjoying premium hospitality and a special culinary experience from chef Richard Blaise. Pablo was there over at the Hyatt Hotel in Indian Wells, and he joins us live to talk a little bit more about it. That was one special event. It's always a highlight of the year.
Mark was also there, and he got recognized by everybody. Nobody knew who I was, but Mark, we had a good time. How good was the food?
We were a good duo. Well, your company was much better.
The food was delicious, and Mark is super cool to hang out with. Man, we ate so good, so thank you to them. As far as the heat goes, I wanted to show you this because now we're officially in March, but look at February. We were hotter than normal for 21 of the 28 days, and 2 days set records, and that streak continuing in March. Again, temperatures hotter than normal. Currently 72 degrees in Palm Springs. Humidity low at 27%. If you see the wind still kind of windy in Palm Springs, they should die down some for the rest of the night. On our 3-day Comfort Air forecast, look at this. Yes, it looks hot, but at least it's not the 90s. High of 89 for Tuesday, Wednesday 88. Thursday down to the low 80s. So yes, that heat wave, that high pressure system was keeping all the heat in, has moved on, so the temperatures are going down. I'll be back with more.
All right, Pablo, thank you for that. We appreciate it. The BNP Paribas Open is underway right now at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. Qualifying action goes until tomorrow, and the main draw starts on Wednesday. Let's talk about the women's side first. Tonight we have world number 1, Aryna Sabalenka, who's anchoring the top half, and then world number 2, Iga Swiatek, tops the bottom half. Also playing is last year's champion, Mira Andreeva. There's also Coco Gauff, Naomi Osaka, and recent Australian Open champion, Elena Rybakina. But tonight, Pablo Alsina caught up with world number 5, Jessica Pegula, who talked about why playing in the desert is so special.
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, the fans are amazing. I feel like they come out and show so much support, especially for Americans, and the venue's beautiful. I think they do an amazing job at the tournament of showcasing all the players on amazing courts and practices. So it's one of the best places, I think, for a player to experience the fans. So I think that's probably my favorite part.
Pegula comes into the desert as the recent champion of a tournament that just finished over in Dubai. Meantime, on the men's side, we have top rank Carlos Alcaraz, who headlines the field, along with world number 2, Jannik Sinner, and world number 3, that is 24-time major champion Novak Djokovic. Also returning is last year's champion Jack Draper. The tournament runs through March 15th. The BNP Paribas Open will cause gridlock off of Miles Avenue in Indian Wells at the intersection of Washington Street and Highway 111. That congestion will fluctuate for the next 2 weeks. The busiest times will be in the morning at 9:30 up until around 12:30, and then things will pick up again at 4:40 in the afternoon until about 6 o'clock in the evening as things alternate to evening matches. Our friends over at CV Sync recommend you avoid that intersection entirely during those times. Of course, several tennis players that were due in Indian Wells for the BNP are currently stuck in Dubai tonight due to the missile strikes happening in the Middle East. The Association of Tennis Professionals releasing a statement this morning saying, quote, the ATP is closely monitoring the evolving situation in the Middle East and remains in regular contact with players, their support teams, and relevant local authorities. At this stage, travel arrangements remain subject to ongoing assessment in line with airline operations and official guidance. We have more headlines coming up tonight on this Monday evening, including applications now being open for a major grant opportunity, what the Imperial Irrigation District is offering. That's ahead. Also tonight, Agua Caliente Casino is getting ready for an upcoming holiday celebration. How you can celebrate the luck of the Irish. That's coming up in our entertainment report. We'll be right back.
committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 11.
Renovations at Demuth Park in Palm Springs currently underway right now. City officials say the project will improve access, safety, and amenities for families and pet owners. Improvements include new dog parks, a new restroom facility, and a new parking lot with ADA parking spaces. People who want to bring their dogs to a park are encouraged to use the David H. Reddy Palm Springs Dog Park instead. The project is expected to finish in the month of October. Also tonight, the city of Palm Springs is sending out a reminder that the window to share your thoughts on the zoning code update is closing this Wednesday. By visiting the link provided on their Facebook page, you can explore the interactive boards and weigh in on affordable housing, building heights, and parking by leaving your comments. In a recent report, the board of directors of the Palm Springs Plaza Theater Foundation say the newly restored venue is already exceeding expectations economically and around town. The report says that 66% of ticket buyers are visiting from out of town and boosting the local economy. The theater is projected to generate $40 million annually in economic impact, with an estimated $4 million in annual tax benefits for the city. Hotel partners also seeing a rise in bookings, especially with multiple weekends sold out. The venue has hosted 94 events in its first 90 days, featuring artists like Cynthia Erivo, Lily Tomlin, and Jane Lynch, while also serving as home to resident groups including the Palm Springs Gay Men's Chorus and the Palm Springs Symphony. New at 11 tonight, applications now open for a major grant opportunity from the Imperial Irrigation District aimed at cooling neighborhoods and expanding green space across the region. The 2026 Public Green Space Grant Program is part of IID's Tree for All initiative. A total of $576,000 is available, with individual grants of up to $35,000 for cities, counties, nonprofits, and community organizations. The program helps fund tree planting projects designed to reduce urban heat, conserve energy, and improve overall quality of life. Last year, 24 projects were funded across Imperial County and the Coachella Valley, planting around 1,300 trees. Applications are open through March 24th. Funded projects must be completed by November 30th. Live pictures tonight from our Agua Caliente casino camera high above right there in downtown Palm Springs. Pablo, perfect weather for a tennis tournament, would you say?
Yes, and also to look at the moon tonight at 2 in the morning. You can see the blood moon, a lunar eclipse, and the temperatures going down. All the details coming up. Happy Monday, I'm Pablo Alsina. Look at the live shot from the Walter Clark cam shot. Not much wind in this shot right now, but it's kind of windy in parts of Palm Springs. You also can't see the moon, but tonight is a total lunar eclipse. So around 2, 3 in the morning up until 4, the moon should look kind of a touch red. It's called the blood moon, so you can see it tonight if you stay up. For tomorrow, temperatures between 86 and 90. That's a break from the 98 degrees we had earlier last week. Light winds, very warm and dry, and the temperatures will keep going down. Like Mark said, a great time to go out to the tennis tournament. It'll be hot, but not too bad, and no chance of rain, usually at 76 degrees. Today, a high of 88. So again, we continue that trend of days hotter than normal. Every single day in March so far has been like that. High temperatures today, 90 degrees in Palm Desert, 89 in Thousand Palms, 87 in Palm Springs. So definitely that heat wave from that high pressure system still in there, and we're still feeling the heat, just not as much as a couple of days ago. Whitewater, windy between 30 and 39 miles an hour on Monday. It'll die down some on Tuesday, then pick right back up on Wednesday and Thursday. Desert Hot Springs will also be kind of windy on Wednesday. The rest of the areas, most winds less than 10 miles an hour. Low temperatures for tonight. If you go out there and look at the moon, won't be that cold, so it'll be perfect. 60 degrees in Palm Desert, 59 in Palm Springs. The moon will almost look completely full, but we're still about 2 days away from a full moon, but it'll basically look pretty much full. By tomorrow morning, 61 degrees at 6 a.m. At noon, around 80, so go outside and get your exercise. And our 7-day Comfort Air forecast, hot day on Tuesday. After that, it'll start going down. On Friday, we'll actually be in the high 70s. Next Sunday, back into those mid-80s. So again, away from those 90 degrees. I am Pablo Alsina. Keep it here on NBC Palm Springs.
NBC Palm Springs Sports with Tim O'Brien, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
The 2026 Desert Smash officially underway here from the La Quinta Resort and Club. An unbelievable morning and afternoon full with pickleball athletes and celebrities from sports to entertainment. The likes of former Dodger J.D. Martinez, Jarvis Landry, who played in the NFL, Ted Danson here in attendance, and then the #1 pickleball player in the world, Ben Johns, in attendance as well. That's all going to charity, multiple charities around the Coachella Valley, of course. But most importantly, this morning, we know our national champs, our Coachella Valley Scorpions, held a clinic this morning for high-end pickleball players on behalf of sponsorships through the pickleball world. When you make it this big, like Kim Jade and the crew did with the Coachella Valley Scorpions, you get to hold cool events such as the one they did this morning.
My name is Kim Jade. I'm the co-owner of the Coachella Valley Scorpions, and this is our other business. This is called Scorpion Pickleball Camps, and we are running a high-end clinic for the folks at Desert Smash 2026.
A seamless serve between tennis tradition and pickleball passion. The Coachella Valley Scorpions teaming up with Desert Smash at La Quinta Resort and Club.
So Desert Smash is a long-running, 20 years plus, tennis fundraiser. And they decided, in their infinite wisdom, which is great for us, to include pickleball 3 years ago. Pickleball and tennis should get along. They should coexist peacefully.
50 sponsors sharpening their skills, guided by 8 professional players, including a former world #1.
My name is Pete Aldridge. I have a professional tennis background. Tennis translates really well to pickleball. I'm not playing much tennis anymore, but pickleball came along and it was just so much fun. They're going to see very high-level pickleball, and it should be really fun.
And the star power, former Bachelor Matt James picking up a paddle and joining the pros. Proof this clinic wasn't just competitive, it was completely celebrity-studded. With NBC Palm Springs, I'm Caitlin Kelly.
Well, the Desert Smash continues tomorrow here from La Quinta Resort and Club. Some other celebrities, the likes of Eric McCormick from Will and Grace, Lance Bass will be in attendance as well, our buddy there from the Palm Springs Animal Shelter. But of course, stick with us tomorrow for the next few weeks live here in La Quinta for the BNP Paribas Open as well. Live at the La Quinta Resort and Club, I'm Tim O'Brien.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Major legal case in the music industry began today in New York. The Justice Department is suing Live Nation, claiming it's a monopoly that uses its dominance to hurt competition and increase ticket prices. Live Nation, which merged with Ticketmaster back in 2010, denies the claims. If the Justice Department wins its case, it could ask a judge to split up Live Nation and Ticketmaster. The trial is expected to last at least 1 month. Now that we're in the month of March, hopefully you're feeling the luck of the Irish. Our Thalia Hayden tonight is over at Agua Caliente Casinos in Cathedral City with a way to get into the St. Patrick's Day spirit just a bit early this year.
Who's kiddos ready for St. Patrick's Day. I am here with Pearl Aguinaldo, and we are talking about some fun ideas.
Yes, absolutely. We can start off with what's the core behind us, which is part of our Lucky Cantina St. Patrick's Day month-long celebration at the Agave Tequila Bar.
A month-long celebration with all things St. Patrick's Day. Let's talk about the food.
When it comes to the food, you can't go wrong. Everything we have on the menu is themed and delicious. We have the Dublin skillet fries with aged cheddar, Irish curry sauce, and my personal favorite, fish and chips, and of course, our Guinness brownies with mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Now let's talk about music. Concerts every Saturday?
Yes, Thalia, I'm so excited. We have free concerts here at Agua Caliente Cathedral City every Saturday. This Saturday, it's a tribute to Dave Matthews Band. Next Saturday, we have a tribute to Led Zeppelin, then tribute to Green Day, and the last Saturday of the month, we have a tribute to U2. It's a fun-filled, month-long celebration. You can't miss it.
And what happens for St. Patrick's Day?
Well, here at Agua Caliente Casinos, when we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, we do it right and we do it big. We have roaming entertainment, Irish dancers, we have food and beverage specials, mocktails and cocktails, and just entertainment, not just here at Agua Caliente Cathedral City, but also at Rancho Mirage in Palm Springs.
And I promise you, if you come here, you will enjoy the decor. Thank you so much, Pearl.
Thank you, Thalia.
And back to you.
All right, finally tonight, early risers here in Southern California have a chance to see a total lunar eclipse before dawn tomorrow as the full moon passes into Earth's shadow in a celestial event visible all across the region. The eclipse will happen in about 1 hour from right now. We're talking 12:37 in the morning, and it will go until about 6:25 tomorrow morning, with totality starting at around 3:04 a.m. If skies are clear, the eclipse will be visible to the naked eye anywhere in the region. A total lunar eclipse occurs when the moon moves directly into the dark inner shadow cast by Earth. As a result, the moon typically takes on a copper or reddish hue, the same effect that produces those colorful sunrises and sunsets. So it's a reason to stay up late. And you know, if anyone's out there wants to take a photo, please send it to our newsroom, news@NBCPalmSprings.com. We'd love to show it tomorrow on all of our newscasts.
Are you going to stay up till 3 a.m. to see it nice and red? Or?
I think I might have to.
I'll be sleeping.
See you here tomorrow. Good night.